Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Game-Based Learning in the World Language Classroom. The why, what, and how. We're on section 3, the how. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese, and English to high schoolers out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. If you want to help me tweak my games, think of new ideas for games, reach me at the Minecraft Education Ambassadors or the Minecraft Teachers Lounge, the Duolingo Educators Network, studio-nemo.com, or Roxem, and we're going to be talking about Roxem a lot today and then in the next episode. We're still on chapter 20 of my book, A Multitude of Musical Games. In our previous episode, I told you why I feel that music is so important when you're teaching language. So let's start with, you're teaching a song. First thing you want to do is embed TPR into it, total physical response. And I've talked about total physical response in the pedagogy channel about how this is done and why it activates your brain and all that sort of stuff. But as you're teaching the lyrics, I suggest you call on your students to make up the dance moves. You could make them up yourself, but I think it's better for the student buy-in if they make up the dance moves, okay? The dance moves are going to be the total physical response. So for example, if the narrator of the song is saying his heart is broken, okay guys, how do you want to do a heart? And I gotta tell you, there was one time all 4 of my French classes chose the exact same song, and they each had a different way to show the heart, and I had to use every memorization trick that I know to be able to make sure that I was doing the proper dance with each class, because they all had different dance moves, and it was really funny. And I was like, look guys, I'm doing this too, you know. So I'm going to suggest, if you're new to using music in your class, start with folk songs. Folk songs are easy. They're not meant to be sung by opera singers. They're meant to be sung by common people like you and me who don't have an extensive vocal range. They're catchy. I mean, they've lasted hundreds of years, so they really get stuck in the head, and they're short, okay? And they have history and culture imbued right in them. So for example, I'm going to show you when I'm teaching my students La Cucaracha, okay? So first of all, I have to tell them about the Mexican Revolution, because actually La Cucaracha, the most popular versions of it, versions plural, are based on what happened during the Mexican Revolution. Now, I realize fully that it's been watered down in the modern era, and this is a perfect opportunity to talk to your students about how things get watered down as the years go past. You can point out that little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his Christmas pie is not really about a little kid sticking his thumb and pulling out a plum. It's about a corrupt politician. And so the meaning of it got watered down, and the way that we say the nursery rhyme got watered down. Same thing happens, okay? So you got to talk about the Mexican Revolution. So in a nutshell, basically there was the president of Mexico, and there was his good friend, who at the urging of our own stupid ambassador urged him to assassinate him. So then I always show this, okay? And so that led to a lot of uprising, and everyone was mad about this. Even the people who were like, yeah, we hate him, he deserved to die, they're still mad about the fact that this American got involved in this. This is a horrible thing. So then you can explain to your students how the lyrics got super mean because people were really angry about the whole thing. And they really latch on to that. They remember the history lesson. And more importantly, the students are immediately going to learn the words ya. They're going to learn puede. They're going to learn caminar. They're going to know that the word cucaracha got changed into English into cockroach. Let's look at French. Sur le pont d'Avignon is about this bridge. Okay, it's about people dancing on the bridge. And actually, historically, people danced underneath the bridge, but for some reason, the song is about dancing on the bridge, so okay, sure, fine. So you can show students a picture of the bridge, you can show the map of where it's located, the students are going to learn some geography about this. You can talk about gender issues in modern-day France, because the song is all about, this is the way the ladies bow, and this is the way the gentlemen bow. And your students are never going to forget puis, encore, comme, sa. Simple words, and they're going to learn them in the context of the song. Okay, Japanese. So folk songs are absolutely wonderful in Japanese, but my students are mostly kind of nerdy like me. So generally I'll start them with the theme song to Tetsuwan Atomu. All right, it's simple. It's kind of like a folk song, right? It's very simple. While the students are learning it, okay, and they're going to learn da 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 because it's katakana there. That's part of the lyrics, right? But while they're learning the song, I show them a picture of Mickey Mouse. See, Tezuka Osamu, the creator of Tetsuwan Atomu, Astro Boy, he absolutely loved Mickey Mouse. Absolutely adored Mickey Mouse. So look at this. Look at this. You'll notice Mickey Mouse has 2 ears on top of his head. One's at the very top, one's on the side. Tetsuwan Atomu has spiky hair here, spiky hair here. You'll notice Mickey Mouse's eyes. This is the original Mickey Mouse, but after a while, Mickey Mouse's eyes were kind of like this, and I should have found a better picture. But Astro Boy's eyes, just like this, okay? You notice how they're dressed, okay? So here's the deal. There's a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about. And they say, oh, anime has weird hair and big eyes because eyes are the window to the soul, and the Japanese people know. No, the Japanese people know that Tetsuwan Atomu is patterned off of Mickey Mouse. Big eyes, weird hair, and because everybody loves Tetsuwan Atomu, okay, look, there's a triumvirate in Japan. There is Tetsuwan Atomu, Astro Boy, there's Ultraman, and there's Gojira, Godzilla, okay? The 3 of them, those are the symbols of Japan. All right. So the idea that anime has weird hair and big eyes has nothing to do with any philosophy that anyone wants to believe. It has to do with Mickey Mouse. Okay. So now your students know that, and they're never going to forget kokoro from this song. They're never going to forget iku, go. They're never going to forget the katakana for da da da. So perfect way to teach them some very simple words on the first, second, third day of school. And I know I can hear you right now saying, I can't sing that well. Well, who cares? Who cares? Do you think every single person who ever sang a folk song or some theme song to a TV show, did they sound like Pavarotti? Are they like professional? No, we all sound like Yoko Ono, right? So just have fun, be hammy. This is going to help lower your students' affective filters. Get along with them and sing it with them. Okay, so I know you love music. You're a human being. You love music. Go through all the music you love. All the pop songs, the classic rock songs, the rap, the movie themes, whatever you can think of. If you love the song, chances are your students are going to love it too. Okay, especially as they kind of get your infectious love of the song. You can tell them weird facts about the rock group or the idol who performs it. Yeah, they all love those little bits of trivia. Find some really repetitive songs. And especially pay attention to verbs you're teaching, because then you can keep calling back to that over and over and over. Play the song for your students. Whenever they hear the repeated word, have them do some TPR about the word. Okay, if the song's easy enough, the students are going to ask to learn to sing the whole song anyway. And if not, they can just shout out the chorus. They can just do the repetitive part. Make them get up and do some TPR. That's the most important thing. And let them decide on the movements. Okay, this phrase means I'm searching. What should we do here? Or, you can tell them what movement you want them to do if you want. But I think it's better to have them choose it. More buy-in. But at any rate, singing is really, really great spaced repetition. Your students are going to memorize the repetitive stuff really fast. Start by teaching them 1 verse a day, okay? Or maybe even half of a verse a day. Don't do the whole thing at once. Make them sing the song, the parts that they know 1 time a day, and make them listen to the whole song every day. And then maybe at some point after a month, you're going to say, okay, guys, you got that one. Today we're going to start a new one. Then a month or 2 later, you can just put on the old music again, and your students are absolutely going to amaze you with how much they remember. So if you go to roxem.com, if the song you want is on there, I suggest you click right here on the Learn Lesson button. Okay, and then you learn each lyric one by one, and there's different mixed up kind of questions, so it's not boring. Each type of question is different, and then you just click here. You can have your students do that. You can set it to them as an assignment if you want, or you can work through it whole class. Okay, but I mean the whole point of learning a song is so that you've got a bigger vocabulary. Music is absolutely wonderful to call back to. when we're reading something and we stumble over some kind of reading passage, all I have to do is hum the song, hum the lead up to the song, maybe sing one or two words, and the students, of course, are going to finish the phrase. And then they realize that they know the word that they're trying to read. And it's also perfect for pointing out verb tenses. Oh, yeah, I remember you guys saw this when we were singing blah, 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 blah. What did it mean there? Okay, this is just a different tense of that verb. Right here I had a bit of a story, and I'd footnoted it, and I put the lyric right there. Okay. I get classes that are so into music. I swear if I were able to, like my Spanish classes, I have to follow a textbook because I'm one of 4 Spanish teachers in the district. My French and my Japanese classes, I can do whatever the heck I want. So if the students love music, then that's it. We're doing music, okay? But for Spanish, I have to tie it into the curriculum. So it's all about finding what songs are going to support the curriculum, right? So, gosh, for Ser, I just show them Cafe Tacuba Eres, or Gypsy King Soy, Richie Valens La Bamba. They learn La Bamba. My students will often learn to conjugate pedir from Gloria Estefan, dar from Fito Paez. There was one year, my students were so into it that like they accidentally learned the vosotros command forms. I don't teach vosotros command forms. Okay, my Spanish is learned in Mexico. It's not learned in Spain. So I teach them about vosotros. We do vosotros. When we're reading, I say, hey, here's vosotros, guys. What does it mean? But I don't teach them the command forms. But they picked it up from listening to so much Parchís. It was amazing. Oh, here's a good one, Manu Chao. This is on Roxem also now. So this is for Gustar. There's just so much they can learn. Okay. And then I talked in the previous video, I know I'm running out of time, talked in the previous video about going caroling, quote unquote, caroling class to class, talk with your colleagues, ask if you can bust in, or maybe come down to the lunchroom and grab the microphone. We've done that before for my classes that kind of straddle lunchtime. And then I let the kids get all dressed up and everything. Here we've got little antlers on for Christmas songs, okay, because it helps lower their affective filters. And I give them lots of points for it because it's good advertisement for my classes, and I want them to be having fun. My French students absolutely adore Claude Francois. And I'm sure it's because the first month of school, when French 1's learning to describe people, I put on Belinda. Belinda is a highly repetitive song, but it's a toe tapper. It's really good. It's about a girl who's walked out on Claude Francois. He's walked on the crooner, and so he's saying, have you seen her? She's got blue eyes. She's got blonde, he says, bangs. I don't, nobody's got blonde bangs and not the rest of her, but that's the song. Okay. So the students learn how to describe people from this song, and I dare you not to start tapping your toes with it. That's on Roxem. So here's an example of my verb song file. You'll see I've titled each song with the verb, and it's like, oh, we need to work on this verb. Okay, so I'll just open this and be like, oh, we're going to listen to Charles Aznavour today for attendre. Okay, guys, I want you to raise your hand every time you hear attendre, okay? And I do most of that on Roxem nowadays because Roxem's got a pretty good thing. But they don't have any Japanese songs, so my Japanese songs have to be on my own. So in our next episode, more multitude of musical games. Hope to see you there.